Just checking something there, guys, but what's up? Thought I'd come on here and kind of discuss something a lot of people have been talking about in the past week or so. And that's the whole Shane McMahon storyline on WWE programming. Quite frankly, a lot of people have agreed that, that despite how you might feel about it, it's not doing the show, it's not doing the program any favors. It's not doing the ratings, the viewership any favors. Because the main central storyline here is Shane McMahon. But why? Well, ever since his heel turn, I think, what was it, at Elimination Chamber or Fastlane, one of the two, ever since, like I said, ever since his heel turn, there's been talk about him getting a big push, if you will, a big opportunity. It's no wonder why we have seen him dominate over not dominate, but win several times over Kofi. It's no wonder why we saw him win over Roman, stuff like that. And the question is, why is that? Why is he doing this? Why is he getting these wins over guys that should legitimately beat him with ease? Well, it's real simple. The reasoning being is that Shane McMahon might be in line to become WWE champion. Now you might say, well, that's crazy, that's stupid. There's no way Vince, even at his old age, and as senile and out of touch as he is, would do that. Here's the thing. You might be right about that, but when it comes to getting eyes back on the product, his product specifically, and getting people talking, then going the route of maybe believing that if he goes the route of putting the WWE Championship, the most prestigious championship in the company, one of the most prestigious wrestling championships in all of pro wrestling, over the shoulder, around the waist of his son Shane, because he believes that's going to get people talking, that's going to get people to tune in, that's going to get eyes on his product, that's going to give him the advantage he needs to prevent companies like AEW from sneaking up on him. If he's willing to do that, to get that attention, then so be it. He'll do it. But here's the one thing a lot of people would point out. And that is, despite, the possibility, if not the inevitability, of Shane becoming the WWE champion, before the year's out, here's the one thing a lot of people might say makes that impossible. And that's the upcoming deal with Fox. See, Fox has made it abundantly clear that they want several things about Smackdown, if not the overall WWE product, changed to fit what they feel would be the best show and the best product people would tune into and enjoy. That, of course, being they want it to be grittier, edgier, maybe TV-14, as well as they want the more emphasis on the athleticism of the men and the women in the ring instead of what takes place outside of the ring. And whether or not that happens, whether or not that does occur and that does happen, it's in WWE's hands. Because of the fact that WWE has a huge 5-year $1 billion deal, yearly $1 billion deal. They have writing on whatever decisions they make in the future, especially if it concerns SmackDown. And I doubt that the people, the execs at Fox, are going to want Vince's son Shane, as good as he can be, as athletically gifted as he can be, but not on the levels of let's say, an AJ Styles or even a Kofi Kingston. Here's the thing, Fox executives are not going to want Shane McMahon to be the WWE champion when SmackDown comes to Fox. They're going to want Kofi Kingston. They're going to want Brock Lesnar. They're going to, yeah, you heard me right. They're going to rather have Kofi Kingston or Brock Lesnar or AJ Styles or Roman Reigns holding that belt instead of somebody that's not a real legitimate pro wrestler. And that even though he can do some crazy maneuvers and stunts when need be, that he's the kind of guy that basically in their eyes, from a true athletic standpoint, he's not the kind of guy that fits the mold. He's not the kind of guy that is WWE championship material, and they want as the face of the new wrestling program. So the question is, would Vince take a chance and put the belt on his son just to get eyes on his product? There's a good chance he might. There is a good legitimate chance that he might, because one thing some fans might bring up that's a very big similarity is when Jeff Jarrett became NWA World Champion, the NWA/TNA World Champion, when he beat Raven at a Border City Wrestling BCW event. And why did this happen? Because basically the Carters and those in charge of Panda Energy, as well as I think the Jarretts themselves, who still had a bit of power, believed that the best scenario, the best way they can get eyes on their product when they went to Spike, was to put the belt back on Jarrett instead of keeping it on somebody that everybody wanted to see as the champ. Because every time he competed in matches, you never knew what kind of matches it was going to be. You never knew if you were going to get, a Clockwork Orange House of Fun. You never knew you were going to get a dog collar match. You never knew if you were going to get, this kind of match or that kind of match. And they wanted that. And they believed, along with a lot of other people, that was probably the best choice, that being Raven, was the best choice to be the NWA/TNA champion when Impact went on Spike. So now, but what did they do instead? Instead, they put the belt back on Jarrett, and even though they had some good viewership and everything, even though they had some decent viewership, here was the thing. People didn't like the decision. And the viewership that they probably would have gotten, more so than what they had, vanished because of the fact that they decided to put the belt back on Jarrett. Now, here's the thing. Would Vince McMahon pull the same thing with Shane, knowing that Fox is going to want to have a big viewership numbers and a big rating number when SmackDown goes to Fox? Do you think Vince would pull the same thing, thinking, oh, this is what's going to get people watching? Again, people are saying you can't put it past Vince because he legitimately probably believes his son is the best in the world. Because he's so out of touch. He doesn't, kind of understand, things from a point of view that they need to be understood from. So the question is, will he do it? Will he legitimately do it? And we don't know yet. My hopefulness on this, my hopefulness is Vince McMahon won't do it. Someone will talk him out of it, and instead they'll involve Shane in a program that may get people watching because it's something they've been wanting to see, and that's Shane against Hunter, Triple H, with control of the company on the line. That's what I think would probably be the best alternative, and I think the Fox executives would agree. Because again, you don't want WWE to follow the footsteps or go, down the same path that Impact did, TNA did, when they decided, hey, it'd be best for that premiere on Spike, on this major network, putting the belt back on Jarrett. And look, unlike some people, I respect Jeff Jarrett. Heck, I like Jeff Jarrett, I do. I don't know what it is about Jeff Jarrett that I like, but I enjoy his work. No matter how you might feel about him or his background, I respect Jeff Jarrett, I do. But the thing is, I will agree, looking back on it, putting the NWA/TNA World Championship back on him was not the best idea. It wasn't. Especially if you were going to premiere on Spike. And again, I have to repeat myself. This kind of explains why the viewership wasn't probably as much, or estimated it wasn't as estimated as what some fans were hoping for. Not fans, but the people at Spike and even at Impact were hoping for. Because you basically put this belt, you put the championship back around the waist of somebody that nobody wanted to see as the champ. And you took away any potential future matches and stuff that could have been seen on Spike with Raven as champion. But that's neither here nor there. The point I'm getting at is, will Vince McMahon follow suit and do something similar, thinking this is the best thing, especially when it comes to their premiere on Fox with Smackdown? Will he do that? And hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully somebody talks him out of it. Maybe the Fox executives talk him out of it and say, look, we know you want to push your son, make him the top guy, but that's not what we want. That's not what these people are going to want. And you do that, you kill basically any momentum in them that this reboot, this rebirth, this resurrection this resurrection that Smackdown needs and your company needs. You pretty much kiss that goodbye and throw it out the window if you do it. So we'll have to wait and see. There are other scenarios they could go with. I've been thinking, what if this whole thing with Shane, being the heel and associating himself with all these other heels, what if this is leading towards maybe a 2019 incarnation of the corporation? Think about that. You could have, as crazy as it sounds, a 2019 reincarnation of the corporation stable. Because here you would have, and here with Shane McMahon, one of the original founders and leaders of the group, as its leader once again. It would make sense if you think about it. But who knows? I think the best alternative that they should go with is Shane going up against Triple H. Hopefully that's what they do, instead of deciding to go with Shane becoming the champion and beating Kofi Kingston for it. The best thing they should do is say, you know what, that's a good idea, but let's go this route, and let's go with the Triple H Shane program, because that's what, in a sense, a lot of people were hoping you would be building towards. The only difference is now the roles are reversed, because originally when they were building towards it, it was going to be Triple H as the heel and Shane as the face. Now you get the roles reversed, and probably for the best, because fans would love nothing more than see Triple H beat Shane, and thus, if Shane's representing Vince, take that control that Vince has out of his hands. Hold on for a second. like I said, take that control out of Vince's hands and put it in his and Stephanie's hands instead. You kind of see what I'm saying? Kind of put it in their hands instead of just, Shane, instead of Shane's. So that to me is the best alternative program they can go with, instead of having instead of going the route of Shane becoming WWE champion, because if they go that route, they're pretty much killing their deal with Fox when it comes to Smackdown before it gets started. So hopefully they might go that route. It's probably be the better route, because that would get eyes on not just Smackdown on Fox, but it translates from those eyes watching Smackdown on Fox to watching Raw on USA, because you can continue the story there between Shane and Hunter. It makes more sense in my opinion. But that's really all I can say about it, guys. I know I sound like I rambled a little bit, but honestly, if they go with Shane being the WWE champion months before heading into the deal with SmackDown going to Fox, it's probably not the best idea they should go with. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think is the best scenario they should go with? And I will talk to y'all later.